Well, good morning. At least it's morning where I am. What about you? About 2:45 in the morning here on a Tuesday, the 19th of November, 2024. Welcome to a brief pop on to pop off. Like to come on at odd hours from time to time. If we don't catch many people live, well, there's always the replay. Hello, replay crowd. I have a feeling you will be our biggest audience. There's one person that's found us, though, and I bet I'm going to know that name if they check in. I just have a feeling. In fact, it's more than a feeling by Boston. Huh. So, greetings, whoever you are. And it's Justin Pattinger. I knew it would be one of our loyal family members. Hi, Jack. What are you doing up, Justin? What am I doing up? I got to go to bed soon. I just finished a pre recorded video that will debut at 12 noon. I'm not going to say anything about it. My phone even dings at this hour of the morning when I keep it up. Heidi Marley. I remember that name. Hello. Hello, Heidi. Hello to you. Another person that is familiar. Kitty Hewitt. I knew a Hewitt. So that always brings back memories like the corners of my mind. Simple, lovely memories that I won't be sharing here. Not those memories. Even Jody Smith. It's almost 2 a.m. where I'm at. Well, you're in the central time zone. It's almost 3 a.m. where I am. Did I wake anybody up? I hope not. I hope not. I turn my phone off these days, and Karen knows to knock on the wall if she needs me, because you get these calls from places like Philadelphia. These people trying to sell you something, some kind of scam. So um, I got woke up too many times for that. Christari, I'm a night owl. Well, I like owls. Do I have any owls behind me? I think they're all doggies and kitties, all right? I'd like to have a backdrop with owls, so send me one, will you? Christari. Wow. And even Aisha Acevedo. My goodness. Burning the midnight oil. When you come on at this hour, you don't know who you're going to find. You just hope you don't wake someone up. But if they have that notification bell on and the phone is up, it can happen. So I just popped on to say hello for a little bit and have a little thing that I'm going to play. Amazing detailed evidence. Detailed is in the mind of the beholder, because sometimes the details run short in the most important portions. But hey, we'll play just a little audio from that, and Bob Joyce secrets kind of thing. Just do like Tony Orlando and Dawn, knock 3 times on the ceiling. If you want me twice on the pipes, if the answer is no. Yeah, Tony did his last concert with Dawn not too long ago in Atlantic City. I don't know if that means Tony will never do another concert. He's looking pretty good, and I think he's still got his WABC radio show right after Cousin Brucey, Saturday nights at 10 p.m. You can hear that. I think he pre records it, WABCradio.com. So 10 p.m. East Coast time. So yeah, I just finished a video which will premiere at noon. That would be 11 a.m. for you Central person there, Jody Smith. Um, and it's called "In a NASCAR Style Race with Amanda Seyfried?" Question mark. I'm not going to tell you a thing about it. You're going to have to watch the video. That's why I'm premiering it. I know Amanda has a lot of fans, but that doesn't mean they will get a notification in my little corner of YouTube. I don't know. It would be so nice if they would, because then I'd get, her legions of fans curious, and they're from all over the world. I will tell you that this story is especially poignant to me because for a while now, I think she's been my favorite actress. I think so. Um, but that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to say right now, I can't believe it. Greg Hines is here. Hi, Jack from Texas, where it's also Central Time. So coming up on 2 o'clock in the morning, where you are. What's the temperature there, Greg? Typical insomnia for me. Yeah. Well, I have to take pretty soon. Let me reach over. I'll take it live on air. I got my ritual to calm my mind down, and it's not relaxium sleep. Um, but I start with 2 tablets of extra strength ashwagandha, and then I put on my orange robe and I start repeating my mantra. The guru's name is ashwagandha. So I take 2 of those, which I will do right now. Hope I don't choke on the air. That would be terrible. I'd have to give myself the Heimlich method, you know? I can't do CPR. I wouldn't be able to do that. And if you're choking on something, the defibrillator in my chest that some of you know I have, that ain't going to help me, you know? Um, isn't it funny that people in CPR class learn that there's several tunes that are perfect, the perfect rhythm when you're doing CPR, when you're doing the chest compression. And the most popular one is Another One Bites the Dust by Queen. I took my CPR class. I hope I remember, just in case you're laying on the floor and in need of my services. Yes, I'd even give CPR to Hillary Clinton. Got to do what you got to do, you know. So I take my little extra strength ashwagandha. And before I go to sleep, or before I lay down, well, when I'm getting ready to lay down, I take 2 low dose Xanax pills. And if that doesn't work, and sometimes after a live show, it doesn't, but I'm not really pumped for this one. I'm laid back. So hopefully that'll make a difference. Um, if I if that doesn't work, I take a third one. And it's still not even a full gram. It's 3 grams if I take 3 pills, quarter gram each pill. And I've been doing this for decades, I think since the first divorce. So I'm so hooked on it now, but it's a really low grade addiction because as long as I take them, I have no results. Thank you for the likes. Yes, hit the like button, please. We have the magic 7, but we have 20 watching. It's amazing. Jill is here. Hi, Jill. Do you take any nighttime sleep medication? Hey, Jack. Hope you're doing well. How many people here are on CPAP? Anybody on CPAP? I probably should have been 20, 25 years ago, and I'm just stubborn about it, you know. Janet from Kansas City is here. I'm not going to try to pronounce that first name. I'll only blow it. Hey, Jack from Kansas. It's a rainy night in Georgia. Yes, I love that song. Rainy night in Georgia. I think it's raining all over the world. That was terrible. But the Brooke Benton does a lot better. Brooke Benton, classic. Even Nancy DeMarco. Well, yeah, Nancy, you told me you got kind of the same sleeping schedule as I do, 3 or 4 a.m. And more, it's been getting like 4 a.m. And that's just not good. And then I get up at about 10:30. So that's not 8 hours. So then Karen notices at some point when I'm going to lean my head back in the recliner and take a nap before we watch Dark Shadows or something else, you know. Of course, I like to watch a little Fox News. I do. I do. And it's so much easier. Kamala Harris always rattled on about being unburdened, and her defeat is unburdened me. It's unburdened me in a way that is beyond imagination. It has given me new hope as I saw God's handprint on the election. I did. Everybody, God's people were coming together. Especially what did it for her is when she said to the two young gentlemen who got sick of her celebrating abortion and yelled out at her rally. They didn't really plan to yell out. They wanted to hear what she had to say. They obviously were for Trump. But one yelled out, Jesus is Lord. And the other one yelled out, Christ is King. And she looked at them with an evil grin and said, Oh, you're in the wrong rally. You're in the wrong rally. There you go, Kamala. That kind of sealed the deal, we believe. Ted Richards, what are you doing up? Gad snuck on? Gad. Jack snuck on when I wasn't looking. Yes, you have to keep your eyes peeled. Emily Blunt says that, well, the guy who played her driver, who was supposed to be driving her to Delaware, but he didn't live in Delaware. They both went to the same college, were in the same philosophy class, and he looked over as she was typing in how she was getting home, and old-fashioned phone from the 80s, and so the person asked her girlfriend asked her, how are you getting home? And she wrote bus, and she wrote the letter Y. Don't you check the message board for a ride? So he saw that and he ran to the message board. He made out his sign going to Delaware on the date she needed. College was closing down for the holidays. And this is the movie Wind Chill, an early Emily Blunt movie. She's also in my top 3 of actresses. So I guess it's Amanda, Emily, and Nicole Kidman, probably. Probably. Um, so they end up going on this journey in his beat up old car. And it's a really good movie. It talks about Nietzsche's theory of total occurrence. And if you know what that is, you took a philosophy class. Yes, finally we are unburdened by the past, by what it was, by what was. We are now unburdened. Oh, gosh. We'll be totally unburdened January 20th. January 20th. So I 63 in Alvin, Texas, huh? My son is in the outside the Austin area, where a number of people watch us. We have a number of people in the Austin Round Rock area. Hey, Jack, hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Monday was kind of um, yeah, I wanted to be good on my diet. And what does Karen do? She needs to go to ShopRite, which is right next to Brother Bruno's. Now, it's not like I'm totally helpless to avoid going in there, but she's going to be in there. She says a half hour. A half hour to Karen is an hour and 15 minutes. I know that. And I don't need anything. At least I don't think I need anything until she tells me something that I use a lot of is on sale. But anyway, Monday at Brother Bruno's is Antonella Pizza Day. Antonella Rubino is the daughter of the Rubino family that runs Brother Bruno's and has forever. Now there are other Brother Bruno's and other places that have nothing to do with them. There was one up in Newburgh. There was one out past. Sussex, New Jersey, there was one. That's nothing to do with them. The one in Chester, New York, was owned by them, and Mr. Rubino, who's now well into his 60s, sold it. And I said that obviously you told them they could keep the name. He says, I don't tell them they can keep it a name. They know buy. They know buy. And I wanted to be done with 2 restaurants. when I was a peace officer at Camp LaGuardia in Chester, and I was working the 8 to 4 day shift. I would go into Brother Bruno's Chester sometimes. I remember Mr. Rubino, and I remember some of the people that only worked in Chester that were there. One has passed away, but so I'm thinking about that Antonella. She just makes it the best. She's great. She's great. And so I went in for 2 slices and a medium Diet Coke. Here I was going to be good and just have my shakes and my power bar, and I didn't make it. So, I don't know. Karen, I don't know why she does this to me. And Andy, he's a diabetic. I probably shouldn't say that. Dandy Andy, handy dandy Andy. And Karen is too. So, Mounds, the Almond Joy, the Mounds Bar people, they are making pie now, a coconut cream pie with chocolate. 9.99. She buys one. Now, how the heck am I not going to have a piece of that later? It's like if I just stay in this room with my shakes and my water and my power bars and I don't come out, that's the way to do it. That's the only way I can think of to do it. You know, I want to see Karen, but as soon as I go downstairs, the temptation starts. And the theory is don't have it in the house because for me and for so many people, if it's in the house, I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it. And she knows that. And, she swims at the Y and stuff, and she helps her stay in shape. They're going to be closing the pool for a month while they totally redo it. Um, so she gets that. Wow. Jack, what's the news about Pastor Bob? I've got just a little audio thing I'm going to play you. There's no big news. I probably wouldn't do it at 3 in the morning, although hello replay crowd, because that'll be a bigger audience. So there's nothing, amazing, earth shattering. And if there was, I would save it for worldwide ramblings, unless I just had to get it on. Then I would do it, of course, in a pre-recorded video. So the ins and outs, Jody Smith. You know. And you also know what happens when I don't put that in the title. I mean, just look, that's my problem. That's my cross to bear, You hope that the people, if I said I'll never talk about Bob Joyce again, you hope that you would maintain some kind of an audience, but it would dwindle tremendously, tremendously. And no matter what else I do, especially with my limited tech skills, I can have Andy, if I got something in mind, he can make it happen. But usually, but that's just the way it is. You know, there are people that would, hey, 25 watching and 15 likes. Okay. So good morning, good morning, good morning. Heidi Marley, I would still listen to you and write you. I appreciate that, Heidi. I do. But it would be a lot less. It would be a lot less. And, I would not probably, I would be relying totally on people hitting the thanks button or the Cash App. And, uh, there would be very little revenue coming in from views for the videos. The key is if you don't get at least 1,000 views on your video, you're not really making anything on the video. The ones that get multiple thousands, that's the people. And I, of course, have had that. I've got the verdict is what, 228,000 now, whatever it is. But that started before I was monetized, and monetization came in the middle of that. So I missed half of that, you know. But you see the people, they're putting up other people's work, putting their name on it, getting 67,000 views, 100,000 views or more. And they're making a nice living. They're making a nice living. There, some cases, that's what their main job is, when they put up the things that they're interested in, or they try to have, you know, um, uh, camera interaction. the views drop, 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 drown. They drop faster than a fat man on a seesaw. But they've got tech skills and they put up other people's work. And if that person doesn't complain, they make a killing there. So what can I tell you? What can I tell you? Indiana for Heidi Marley. Cool. Vermont for Ted Richards. Yes, yes, yes. And Ruthie has joined us as well. And look at that. Janet KS at 3:05 in the morning hits the thanks button for $5. Thank you very much. As I say, every little bit helps. Thank you for the clapping. Thank you, Janet, for hitting the thanks button very, very much, which you'll see at the bottom of the screen. If you're watching the replay and you don't see it, that just means that you can go to another recent video and you'll find it there and you can hit the thanks button there. It takes a while for some reason. Cristaria's in Oklahoma. That's right. Ah, yes, I know Mr. Jack is rambling and he's yet to see your message. Yeah, it's hard to look all the time and it takes away from, my train of thought, but I love to hear your messages. So what is the message? Um, Jack, just do like my grandpa who is passed on now, and he'll take a swig of NyQuil every night before you go to bed. Yeah, I don't know if I'll go that route, but if it works for grandpa, um, I who am I to say? Who am I to say? Um, so I don't know. Repeat it again. Aisha Acevedo, Jack, not accessing my side. Your cash up thing. How to do it? Well, you have to load Cash App. You have to go to Google Play, and you'll see the green icon for Cash App. It'll say Cash App under it with a dollar sign. So once you've loaded that, I'm not sure if you have. Once you've loaded Cash App, the way to load it is you have to take your checking account and you have to link it with that. That'll scare some people right there. Now, I've had this for years. It's never been a problem. Um, and I pay some bills with Cash App. Other people can give you money, and if you bring them into Cash App, you get an extra $5 for every person that you bring in. If they send you money, for example, if they send you $20 the first time, you get $25, for example. And the great thing about Cash App is that you get it all, especially if you're willing to wait a day or two. If it's $10 and you're not willing and you hit it right there, they'll take out a quarter or 35 cents. So it's really not bad. It's better than the thanks button where they take out more than that. But I'm very thankful that Google gives me the thanks button, which you see at the bottom of your screen, and the Cash App. You got to know my handle. It's lowercase letters, Media Guy 56, Media Guy 56. MEDIAGUY 56, Media Guy 56. If you don't know how to do these things, you got to turn to some youngin, and they'll go boom, 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 boom. There you go. But they also have to know your, they'll have to know your checking account number. So that's how that works. Um, Install, yes, like any other app, you have to install it. So that's how you do it. You go to Google Play and you load it into your apps. It'll ask you if you want to install it, and you say yes, and you can do that. It's pretty easy once you get. There's always a kickback commission. As I say, the way they make money is people don't want to wait a few days for the money that's been sent to them. So they want it now and they take a cut. So if you sent $5,000 on Cash App, they would probably take, I don't know, $50 or something. I don't know. I've never had that experience, so I don't know. Um, but if you're willing to wait a few days, especially in the under $100 amounts, you can get the whole thing. So that's all I know. If you need help installing it, just find somebody who's tech savvy, and they'll be able to do it for you. Jack, I know, but any news is still news. Um, I just feel, Jody, when you put it that way, that I'm just an Elvis fix for you. It's like I'm a needle you're going to spike into your vein. I don't have all I have is, it's interesting, um, and I will play it, but I bet you I'll be able to tell you afterwards things that they just don't verify. These guys, and it's usually that same announcer voice that's on a million different things. He says things with really no proof to back it up, with no substance, no definitive meat, if you know what I mean. But I'm gonna play that now. I can't turn it up as loud as I usually would, because it's 3:10 in the morning, and Bradford gets up like at, I don't know, 6:30, and has to go out and drive the taxi. I feel bad for him. But when you don't plan for your retirement, and your whole life is about gigs, 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 the next gig, which pays what, $75, $100, if that's what you do as your main thing for 50 years or more, you're not going to have a pretty good retirement someday. There's going to be no pension check, and Social Security won't be that big. So let me go. I can't see your comments when I'm playing this, okay? So hold off if you want to say something new. Um, some of you may have already seen and heard this. Amazing detailed evidence. Is Pastor Bob Joyce really Elvis Presley? The truth revealed. Um, and I pick it up. It's just an excerpt. I'm just doing an excerpt. I don't take anybody's work and copy it verbatim. Maybe I'm a fool not to. It's beginning to seem that way, but I haven't done that. So let's just listen to this very familiar voice.
Join us as we explore the twists and turns of this modern-day legend and decide for yourself if the king truly lives on in the most unexpected way. 7. Background of the rumors. The rumors that Pastor Bob Joyce might be Elvis Presley first began circulating shortly after Elvis's death in 1977. For decades, conspiracy theorists have clung to the idea that Elvis faked his death to escape the pressures of fame. And when Bob Joyce, a pastor with a strikingly familiar voice and appearance, stepped into the spotlight, it was as if the puzzle pieces fell into place. The whispers started small, among hardcore Elvis fans who noted the uncanny resemblance between Bob and the king of rock and roll. But it didn't take long for the theory to explode into mainstream fan communities. Social media platforms like Facebook, YouTube, and dedicated fan forums became hotbeds for speculation, with countless videos and posts comparing photos, analyzing voices, and dissecting every public appearance of Pastor Bob Joyce as if they were clues to a hidden truth. The traction these rumors gained was fueled by Bob Joyce's undeniable similarities to Elvis. His deep, resonant voice, which carries an unmistakable hint of the legendary Elvis twang, sends chills down the spines of those who hear it. Side-by-side photos of Bob Joyce and Elvis in his later years only add fuel to the fire, showing a man who not only shares Elvis's facial structure, but also his unmistakable charisma. Fans point out Bob's gestures, his mannerisms, and even the way he carries himself as eerily reminiscent of the king. Whether it's the glint in his eyes or the soulful way he delivers a song, there's no denying that Bob Joyce exudes a presence that feels strangely familiar. To his congregation, he's a humble pastor, but to die-hard Elvis fans, he's a living legend, hiding in plain sight. The undeniable similarities have kept this rumor alive, leaving fans everywhere wondering, could Elvis Presley really still be with us, disguised as the man they call Pastor Bob Joyce? 6. Bob Joyce's public denials. Despite the mounting speculation, Pastor Bob Joyce has been adamant in his denials that he is Elvis Presley. Over the years, Bob has addressed the rumors countless times, often with a mix of humor, patience, and a touch of exasperation. In sermons, interviews, and online posts, Bob has made it clear he is not Elvis, and he never has been. One of the most notable instances was in 2016 when Bob issued an official statement that directly confronted the swirling speculation. In this heartfelt message, Bob expressed his respect for Elvis and acknowledged the similarities that fans point out. But he made it clear that these parallels are purely coincidental. I am not Elvis, he declared unequivocally, hoping to put the rumors to rest once and for all. In his statement, Bob Joyce didn't just dismiss the rumors. He provided a rational explanation. He pointed out the simple yet undeniable fact that their ages don't match. Elvis was born in 1935, while Bob was born years later, making it impossible for them to be the same person. He also emphasized their vastly different life paths. Elvis was a global superstar whose life was marked by fame, fortune, and public scrutiny, whereas Bob has led a quieter, more spiritual life dedicated to God and his community. I don't want to be Elvis, Bob stated in his message. I just want to be me, with a little of Elvis coming through, maybe. It's a line that reflects both his sense of humor and his frustration as he tries to honor his own identity while being shadowed by a legend.
Okay. Amazing detailed evidence. Is Bob Joyce really Elvis Presley? The truth revealed. You can find that for yourself. Now, he did make a denial from the church when they were in the strip mall. He never said any of the things that you just heard. But there was also supposedly an email that we've never been able to prove that was written. And a few of the things that you heard there, he alluded to, but he was never in that email specific. Some of the quotes there, I would love to see that documentation. I would love to see the actual source that it is from, because I have never heard that before, in that kind of detail. So it seems like in these kind of videos, they say a lot of things that since I have been checking this out since 2018, I have not come across those specific quotes. I have not come across them. And it's also interesting that in the video montage that you will see, they put up the phony Elvises. They put up people that are obviously not Pastor Bob Joyce. I'm going to have to show. You can see them in the verdict. Some of them. You can see them in the video, especially one that they use here. Sometimes a man who looks different than Bob Joyce appears. That's a very successful video for me. They put that guy up, and that's not Pastor Bob Joyce. You can clearly see that's another man. And I'm not even saying it's Robert Wayne Joyce. We have a video called "The Barrel Full of Bob Joyce's," and I had to finally admit that it was more than talking about Robert Wayne Joyce, who we show him when he's young. I'm not going to show those pictures again unless somebody says I haven't seen them. I really, really, really want to see them. The pictures that, around the time he married Willena Hattie in 1975 in Texas, when Elvis Presley was still very busy being Elvis, not Elvis, and that he didn't morph into looking like Pastor Bob Joyce. Although, as he got older, he did look more and more like Elvis, but you can clearly tell it's a different man. So what do you think about that guy? So, Jody, what's your impression? Jack, I know, but my news is, but any news is still news. So I let you know where you can see the video in full. So I'm actually promoting, in this case, my main competition. But be careful what they say is truth. And this is somebody else. This is a video that was taken from someone else. Be careful what they say is truth. If they don't back it up with some verification, you can assume that it's suspicious, to say the least. Um, Pastor Bob never rattled on about Elvis Presley that I know of. I've never seen that. That guy six, get the likes up, get your donations in. It's just tips there. That guy six, it's a tip jar. It's always appreciated. Um, and thank you for being my rah rah coach there. uh, Pugman. Nancy DeMarco says, I have never had an issue either. Oh, with the Cash App? Good, good. Yeah, I think it's universally used these days, you know. Ted Richards says, I haven't heard anything yet where Pastor Bob said he was not Elvis in those exact words. Yeah, well, he doesn't mention Elvis when he does the strip mall church denial, you know, where Household of Faith was before they moved out to their current location. Um, it's kind of roundabout, you know. Um, and he says that, you know, people say on this one or on that one. He's talking about Kenny Rogers because he adopted the Kenny Rogers look. Now, Robert Wayne Joyce had the Kenny Rogers look, including in his as he grew older. Where is Robert Wayne Joyce now? We have a video that's very successful asking the question, because people say this to me: did Robert Wayne Joyce die in a car crash? That would kind of pull everything together, but I pray to God that's not right. He is the father of Sabrina and Matt, and I think Tom. I'm not positive on that one. Um, feel free to send me the documentation. Um, but I think I've always thought since 2018 that it's two different men. But I speak of possibilities. I could be wrong about the whole thing. Yeah, have I said that before? So, Aisha, I just listened. His voice really sounds like Elvis. I agree with that. I agree with that. And amazingly, whenever I show up, the gang shows up. Not getting too many new people. What if I came on at 6 a.m.? What would happen then? Susan Carter, Miss Carter, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Jack. Kind of late for a live video. Yeah, as I say, I like to come on and see if we hit new people. I hope that I don't wake somebody up with a notification bell. I wouldn't want that to happen. And yeah, I got to get to sleep too. But I just finished a video that will premiere at noon East Coast time, and it's a premiere. There'll be a countdown and everything, uh, and it's called "In a NASCAR Race with Amanda Seyfried." Now, I hope you know who Amanda Seyfried is. I think she's a A-list movie star all the way. A-list movie star all the way, who I first saw in Big Love, but she's been in Mean Girls. That was one of her early big movies, but she didn't stay with that kind of movie. You know, she moved on to really serious roles. Watch the movie Gone on Prime Video. That's been a few years back, but she's excellent in that. And she's excellent in Chloe, if you don't mind an R-rated film, you know. It's Liam Neeson, Amanda Seyfried, and Julianne Moore. That's a good one, but it'll cost you a few bucks now to see it on Prime Video. Okay. Another film that I might want to go to the movie theater for before it leaves. It'll come on Prime pretty soon, but it'll be like $20 to see it there for a while. You know how they work it. Takes a while for it to come down, but Hugh Grant, one of my favorites, has a new movie out. Occasionally he does a serious role, and it's called Heretic. Heretic. Oh, these two female Mormons come a knocking, and they're going to regret that they ever knocked on Hugh Grant's door, because he's ready for them, and it's a thriller. It's a thriller. They say at first, excuse me, They say at first, "Oh well, we can't come in unless there's a woman present." And he says, "Oh, my wife is here. She's baking a pie. Do you like pie? So come on in and meet my wife." And they fall for that, and then they are in for it in this movie with Hugh Grant called Heretic. So I don't think I've seen too many Hugh Grant films that I didn't like. He's definitely one of my favorite actors, even though he is, how do you put it? He's unpredictable. He can be difficult to work with, just like some of the other biggies can. Hugh Grant's films have made over $1 billion. He's worth a lot of money. 150 million. Not like Tom Hanks, though. He's worth like probably by now over 400 million. And then you get to Taylor Swift, who's more music than she is acting, and she's a billionaire. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Uh, Ted Richards. So yeah, that's where we're at. We're at 34 right now. Got to get down my screen here. Um, Good night, Heidi. I'm going to be joining that parade very soon. We all know that Pastor Bob is who we think he is, but I've been for a long time looking to John Cotner, and there's nothing really out there about John. Um, what I wonder is if John is just another alias. Well, I'm gonna, just like I say, just like I say, it's, if it isn't Jesus, it's nobody. I'm not gonna, pass away and then here's the divine entity, and I'm going to say Jesus, and he says the name is Allah. I don't believe I am. That's my personal view. So just like I say, it's Jesus or nobody. It's Bob Joyce or Elvis died in August of 1977. As unlikely with all we've uncovered as that is, it's Bob Joyce, or it's not some other guy. It's not some other guy. Don't you love it when they put like a picture of young Elvis and they try to age it and give him a white, unkept beard? So silly, so silly, 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 silly. And in terms of the legions of love children and stuff, we look at it, but I don't take it all that seriously. Um, I'm not saying that he doesn't have um, love children out there. I believe he does. I'm not really interested in interviewing someone who thinks that Bob Joyce is not Elvis. I'm not really interested in that. And but yeah, I got to get that Zoom up. I got to get. Andy is reluctant to help me with that. I need that tech person. I need that tech person. Try morning drive sometime. Well, I got on one morning not too long ago at 10:30 in the morning, but yeah, it would be different time slots around the world, and I know our person who watches from the Netherlands. Hi there, Netherlands. You usually watch the replay because we come on at too odd of an hour for you. Uh, well, I don't know about that, Jody. I think he's Pastor Bob Joyce, and John Burroughs, maybe at one time, Jon. I think the one you're talking about is Jon too. I think the story is super complicated without us trying to make it more complicated. Um, but I do think my own eyes tell me that there are doubles, just like Elvis had a number of doubles that he would use sometimes to throw people off. I think there are available to come to Benton and do come to Benton, some of those doubles. And it's really wild. It's really wild because we show these people, and the people think it's Pastor Bob Joyce, and it's not. And it's not Robert Wayne Joyce either. So this is crazy enough without he is he has provided enough twists and turns that I think that I got to get off this ride. Sometimes I'm getting nauseous. Don't have the fried dough and go on this ride. It could end bad or worse. Let me think. I'm thinking of fair food right now. Don't have the sausage and peppers. Um, don't have a gyro and go on this ride. It's too wild. It's too wild. No wonder they think we're crazy, which works. If Elvis Presley is still alive, it works in Elvis's favor. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Does anyone on here see the lady on the right singing with the Household of Faith? She was on the far right. I'm not sure which video you're talking about. Um, we do talk about famous people coming to Household of Faith. 42 watching now. So we should have some new people like Patrick Vilas is here. Hi, Patrick. I just saw you now. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Um, and we thank Ruthie for joining us. Yes, Shirley as Henry, right? Jack, Shirley here. There you are. Hi, Shirley. If I didn't say good morning, good morning. Good morning. And here's somebody new. Good morning from Holland. See, this is what I live for. Someone I've never had. Karen and I just mentioned, she said she needed to do something on Thursday, and I like to joke about my replies. And I swear to God, my reply was, I can't do it Thursday. I'll be in Holland. I don't even have a passport. Holland, my goodness. Um, let's see. Not a simple handle you got there. Let's just go with GB, okay? GB, good morning from Holland. So you're not far from Amsterdam, right? Am I am I right in my geography or what? Uh, there's been some trouble in Amsterdam lately. Some fighting going on with when the Israeli sports team was there, right? That's a shame to see, but that made the news. How is life in Holland? Tell us, tell us. Say a few words. We welcome you, and please hit the subscribe button and the like button, notification bell, so you can join us when we come on other times. East Coast times here in the US of A. We are usually on Saturday nights at 10. We call it Worldwide Ramblings. Sometimes on Thursday nights. I think I'm doing Thursday night this week at 10 o'clock. So transfer that to your time slot, okay? Transfer that to your time slot. Even Angel X comes on. Hi, Jack. Love your shirt. I'm freezing to do it, but I did it for my Amanda Seyfried video that will premiere at noon today, East Coast time. All right. Did you see her in all the Mamma Mia films? She played Meryl Streep's daughter. That's Amanda Seyfried. A-list movie star all the way. It's a pretty good little video, 20 minutes long. Janet Williams, God bless you, Jack, from Janet and all in New Mexico. Now, how far, Janet, are you from Tucumcari? That is what stuck out in my mind as I went to California on a Greyhound bus. There were two routes, and one of them would take you through New Mexico and Albuquerque. I remember, beautiful, beautiful, the red rocks. But I remember a row of buildings in the desert, and that was Tucumcari, New Mexico. And I thought, my God, I would go out of my mind if I lived here. um, let's see here. I've never seen her singing with the backup singers before and couldn't help to notice who it looked like. Who did it look like? I won't say, just check it out. Okay. I have seen a woman that I'm pretty sure was a member of the Sweet Inspirations, the Elvis group. That was sent to me privately. They did not give me permission to share it. So when you want to keep it to yourself, I respect that. The Breakfast Club show. What about it? I don't think Amanda was in that film that I remember. That goes back a ways, right? But she's been in the business for 20 years. She comes on Jimmy Fallon to promote that great Elizabeth Holmes movie, which was called Dropout. The woman who is still in prison will be in prison for a number of years. Aisha Acevedo comes through with $5 on the thanks button. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As I say, every bit helps as we work on a total that I will receive just before Christmas, like 4 days before Christmas, I believe. I will get that, and there's always a budget that we have to meet here. Um, I'm not ready to be a greeter at Walmart, so I try to use my broadcast talent to uh, to make this work. I've got stiff competition out there. I didn't have for many years, but now I do, and that's part of the course. Just like when I came on in 2018, I encountered a person named Michael Skutnik, not Michelle Shutnik, which is referred to what in the is it the Lisa Marie book or wherever? We talked about that in a recent video. Um, but Michael Skutnik from France, who I don't believe is on YouTube anymore. He may be elsewhere. Selena M comes on. Hi, everyone, and Jack. I'm in everyone too. Well, at least I'm not the only night owl and insomniac. Yeah. So I already took live on air. I took my ashwagandha, extra strength, my ashwagandha. Someone isn't really knowledgeable of Eastern religion if they say ashram or mantra. Those are two giveaways. It's mantra. It's ashram. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. So thank you, Aisha. You have done that before. I appreciate it so much. There goes my phone, but it landed on a soft landing. Jody Smith, Jack. There was a guy in the late 50s and 60s who sang rockabilly music, who went by the name of Vince Everett. Okay, which was Elvis's name in Jailhouse Rock. Make of it what you will. Okay. Okay. Maybe I'll find Vince Everett. I'll find him. Um, he might have for ha-has, but it just depends how much he did and if he was on camera. No, of course. Shell from Canada. Um, Here's something interesting from President Trump. A lot of people have been talking about, oh, it's going to cost, $100 million or more to round up all the immigrants, and Tom Holman says we're going to start with the people that are violent criminals that weren't properly vetted and what have you, and we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping that they don't take a grandma who's been here for 15 years illegally. Of course, I don't. There's no need for that. I don't think that's what the focus is going to be. But President Trump announced a way to save some money instead of hiring, oodles of more ICE agents. And then you have the governor and the mayor in Chicago, New York, and New Jersey, and other, sanctuary woke states and cities saying they're going to try to fight it and all that. Well, the feds are going to come in. But President Trump announced that he's going to declare a national emergency and he's going to use the military. He's going to use the military. So that'll save some money. And I'm sure they'll be told to not act like the goon squad, but to round people up that just walked into our country. And but Tom Holman says to the people that are already here, if you self-deport, then you'll be eligible to fill out the paperwork and come in the right way. We want immigrants. We just can't have whole countries moving over here, or countries, probably including Mexico, emptying out their jail cells and sending them over here. And we have seen what happened to Lincoln Riley and a host of others. So there is that. So that's his plan. And wow, another Fox guy. Um, Sean Duffy from Fox Business Channel, who also appears quite regularly on Fox News for Transportation Secretary. I didn't see that coming. He's an extremely bright fellow. So, unlike Pete Buttigieg, who didn't know anything either, I don't know how much he knows about transportation. There must be something I don't know about. Sean Duffy will apply himself and he will get the job done. That's just how he is, you know. You got to be really smart to be on Fox Business. You got to know the ins and the outs, you know, like Larry, what's his name, who was in the Trump cabinet. He wants to stay at Fox News, though. He's older now and he loves working for Fox Business Channel and coming over to the regular Fox News from time to time as a guest. I'm glad to hear you're very well, Selena M. Very glad to hear that. 40 watching right now and 26 likes. Oh boy. We're 45 miles south of Albuquerque, so quite a way. Okay. Yeah, those are my only benchmarks. I always remember Tucumcari, New Mexico. Need a drink, Jack? Been talking long enough, okay? You're funny, Aisha. I never know what you're going to say. You've got that a little bit of Bren in you there. Hi, Jack. Love your shirt. Always look groovy, but in a far out kind of way. Oh, it's yesterday's service, huh? Okay. I'll take a look. I'll take a look. I have not seen that yet. Thank you for that information. Even Linda joins us. Linda Daly, not to be confused with Linda Daly. Good morning. She is Petal Love from Ireland. Wow, you caught me live. You don't always do that, Linda. So, hello, Petal Love, not Muskrat Love. Is it rainy there? Is it chilly there? I bet it's beautiful countryside. I see the pictures. Jody's written a long thing again here. Jack, Canada's already freaking out because when the hammer gets laid down and the mass deportation starts and the cleansing begins, Canada is worried all the aliens will be fleeing up there. I think they got a pretty tight border, though. I don't know. I don't think it'll be too easy. You know, say they go to Calais, Maine, which is also referred to, especially by the people who come over from Canada to shop and visit, Calais. Calais, much nicer, right? Um, I don't know. It's pretty tight, you know. We have a much looser and so much ground to cover, you know. So many border cities, from San Diego to parts of Arizona to just to Texas, of course, and it's just on and on and on. So it's a big undertaking. It's a big undertaking, um, but I think governors and mayors are going to learn that the feds are going to do what the feds are going to do. I hope I hope they do it humanely. Um, we do have to be honest, though. Um, Even though these people came because we had a president in cognitive decline who said, who urged them to come, and that thus set up a disaster to happen to America, financial disaster, and everything else. Uh, just unbelievable what Biden has done, the Biden Harris regime. Um, you do feel for people; they're human beings. Um, when you deport people, some people will go back and face, you know, you've left your country. They're not happy that you left, perhaps. They're not happy that you snuck away, and, you know, bad things will happen. That is true. And so maybe God has a better plan and he will work that plan out. Um, that's all I can say. And Nessa Carroll, good morning, Jack, from the UK. Are you in England or where are you, Miss Carol? Welcome, welcome, welcome. See, when we come on, we do find new people, like we found GB, who's having a conversation, and I think I'm coming in the middle of it. We are lucky in Dublin. The countryside is so very beautiful, so very beautiful. Pedal. She always gets pedal in there. Makes me think of American Beauty with Kevin Spacey. Yes, I want more Kevin Spacey movies. Judge me if you will, but he was found innocent twice. Then I saw the documentary and said, well, they do have a point in this documentary. He says he wasn't manhandling people, he was caressing. What's the other word that they always say? Groping. He wasn't groping. He was just, he's that kind of guy. He was caressing, giving them a hug. What can I tell you? What can I tell you? Todd Balu, love your shows, sir. Well, thank you, Todd. I don't know if I've heard from you before. Where are you from? Where are you from? Um, I know we have friends that we never hear from, and you're in Indiana as well. So we have quite a few in Indiana. It makes me sing that, that R. Dean Taylor song sometimes, although I can remember so few of the lyrics, and I got to be careful when I sing copyrighted lyrics anyway. Indiana wants me. Lord, I can't go back there. I'm so glad I got you to talk to. R. Dean Taylor, one hit about Indiana, and I think that it ends with police sirens coming after him. I think they caught him because he never had another hit record. But that happens sometimes. Look at that great song, Tighter and Tighter by Alive and Kicking. Hold on just a little bit tighter now, baby. I love you so much and I can't let go. No, 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 baby. Just a little bit tighter now, baby. They tried like 20 times to follow up that song. I saw the list when I was working at the internet station with the late great Mark West, right over on the other side of the former Psych Center. He had a little studio there, and we called it WHN, which was once a legendary New York City radio station. So he had every song from the beginning of music on up. And I looked at the Alive and Kicking list, and they tried so many times, but they couldn't do it. Tighter and Tighter was their one and only hit. So you got to go out with one hit to do a concert, and that means you're going to be in clubs at best. The Classics Four are out right now, but Dennis Yost has been dead for years. So who's singing with the Classics Four? I'm sure he's good. He was the Classics Four were with Gary Puckett and the Union Gap, and I can assure you that is Gary Puckett out there with my friend Mike Candido, who I'm looking at right now, who has been his drummer for over 15 years now. And Mike lived right in this house at one time in the 90s on the other side of this duplex. He did, he did, he did. And I knew him since I was 11 and went to his family's house with my mom, great friends with Mike's mother, and sweet memories. There's nothing like an Italian Christmas, nothing like an Italian Christmas. He's spooky. Oh, that's a great song. Love's kind of crazy with a spooky little girl like you. Every day with you, girl, is sweeter than the day before. Every day I love you more and more. But what's their signature song? Somebody tell me. What's the signature song for the class Dennis Yost and the Classics Four? I think he fell down the cellar stairs. I think that's how he died. I think so. I think so. What's the signature song? Don't look it up. You have to know it. You have to know it. So thank you, Todd, for those kind words. And Linda Petal Love. Yes, yes, yes. And Miss Acevedo, who hit the thanks button again. Um, what's that meaning? Look, what's that? You don't you type too fast. Look that meaning, Bren. Well, Bren is how do I say? Uh, one of my most loyal viewers, but I cannot teach her the difference between pre-recorded and live to save my neck. I can't do it. This is a real pop on, and when she finds out she missed this, this is what the first word will be: damn, in the comment section of the replay. Damn, I missed the pop on. I hate that, or something like that. um, but your typing is similar to her style, is what I'm saying. Nothing bad. Shell says people say Pastor Bob does not look like Elvis. They say that because they think they're being slick. They're Elvis protectors, you know. You can smell them a mile away. I was watching interviews of the old stars that are in their 60s and 70s, and you would not recognize them. Yeah, some people don't age well. Other people, like John Forsythe, look great till he died. You know, the star of Dynasty, To Rome with Love, and many motion pictures, and that other TV show before To Rome with Love. Just a good looking man. White hair did him good. White hair did him good. Um, I can't believe we're getting such a response and people have got enough energy to type so much. Yeah. Gary Puckett has a great voice. Yeah, well, he does, but I'm going to be honest and say that, it's not like it was in 1968. It's not, but you accept that. It's Gary Puckett. It's funny because they begin their set with the band singing before Gary has even, excuse me, hit the stage. Young Girl, just the very beginning of it, which is really high. How would I do it? I can't sing at all, so how could I do it? Young girl, get out of my mind. My love for you is way out of line. Better run, girl. You're much too young, girl. Mike Candido is the one that's really singing most of that, by the way. Great voice. He's in the Night Kings, a doo-wop group in Las Vegas. Check him out. When he's not with Gary, he's doing gigs in Las Vegas with the Night Kings or a jazz group. He lives in Vegas. So they sing that little entree and that little beginning of Young Girl. And then the announcer comes on. Ladies and gentlemen, in 1968, he sold more records than the Beatles. Please welcome to the stage Gary Puckett. And out Gary comes, and he starts with one of my favorite songs. He's not going to do Young Girl till later on. And he's gonna lower the key, but he starts with Lady Willpower. Lady Willpower, it's now or never. Give your love to me, and I'll shower your heart with tenderness endlessly. And he goes on. Has anyone ever told you the facts of life? Well, there's so much you have to learn, and I would gladly teach you. But then I'd end up in the pokey. Young girl. He's always, several of those songs were about young girls. I would gladly teach you, but then my wife would kill me. Yeah. Yeah, he had a number, about 6 or 7 great pop hits, and he does other stuff in this show. And he's a very nice man. When I met him, he comes to the merchandise table. Mike was there, the whole band. There's 4 of them with Gary, and I had a little conversation with him, and he was just wonderful. Right here at the Paramount Theater. He's in the area. We'll see them again, I think. We'll see them again. Jennifer Palmer, I think we've had you, but I'm not sure. First time catching you live. See, this is why I come on at this crazy hour where I really should be in bed, and I've got to get to bed. born and raised in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia girl here. How far are you from CNN headquarters? I'm 46 and I love your show. Wow, that's so wonderful. It surprises me every time. Here I am in a little room in a duplex in the Hudson Valley, and I'm talking to people as far away as Ireland. That's Petal Love Linda. And we'll hear from the Netherlands in the replay. And we've heard from South Africa and, of course, Australia. Any of my Australia people here right now? But I'm 46 and I love your show. I stumbled upon your show a few months ago and watch when I can. Thank you for all you do. Thank you so much, Jennifer Palmer. I really, really appreciate it. And Todd is saying good morning to Patrick. And then there's Jay Pogera here. You're doing great, Jack. Are you really Jack or Gary Puckett? Well, as I say, Gary Puckett is not really Gary Puckett anymore because those were very high note songs. So he lowers the keys. Um, Sometimes he sounds like the Gary you remember. Other times you just enjoy what he has left in the tank, what he has left in the tank. And the boys help him out. That's certainly true of Frankie Valli. Some say he's lip syncing now, and that's a no-no. You can't do that because his lips are barely moving. I saw him in 2005 and his voice was fine. He was definitely singing live, and it's four guys in the back that are very energetic. They change over the years, who those four guys are. But I saw him at the bodega. What do you call it? The bodega, the Borgata? What is it called in Atlantic City with my second wife? I look at life through which wife was I with at the time? Yes. Was I with Lonnie Anderson? No, that didn't actually happen. I saw a clip. I saw a clip. I was watching Johnny and I had never seen this clip before. This must have been when Johnny was between marriages. And he has the lovely Lonnie Anderson on who was in her prime. In her prime. Have you seen this clip? I think it's on Facebook Reels. Facebook Reels, I think I saw it. So Johnny Carson says to her on the air, um, conversation's going well, and he says, I would really love to take you to dinner tonight. And her response to him was, I'd love it if you let me stay for breakfast. Holy crap. And of course, he really played his emotions up of shock and awe after she said that. That was a surprise. That was a surprise. Good night, Ted. I got to get to bed too. I really do. I really, really do. J-Cat and everybody here. If I start calling people, I'll miss somebody. But I appreciate that. I think Thursday night at 10 p.m. East Coast time, we'll do Worldwide Ramblings as we did last Thursday night. And then Saturday night at 10 p.m. If things change, I'll do a promo letting you know, okay? Sometimes I feel pressure when I lock something in, but that's part of it. That's part of it. You have to realize how fortunate you are, and you guys make it so much easier. Even if I come in tired and say, wow, I wish I could just kind of sit back and spend a little more time with Karen. I say, well, I'll do that tomorrow night. I got to get up there and I've got to prepare, and then we go live. I prepare the most for the Saturday night show. So that's how it is. We love watching and listening to your words of wisdom. Oh yeah, that guided me through 2 failed marriages. I have my moments, though. I have my moments. And you put smiles on our hearts. Thank you, Petal. Thank you. There's muskrat love, but petal love is better. Did Pastor Bob write a song for his daughter? I'm having to think about that. Uh, well, he doesn't write lyrics. He never did. Um, that I know of. That I know of. Someone will say he did. He wrote something on Safely Home. He wrote lyrics on Safely Home, his brand new CD. I'm drawing blank on that. But she did a tribute to her father. That was Elvis Presley. Um, no One Stands Alone. And it was after Elvis had said to have passed away. And so she did a video and she turned it into a duet because Elvis had sang that song in the 70s, early 70s, I think. And so she used that tape and she intertwined it like Natalie Cole did with her father, Nat King Cole, Unforgettable. And so she's in the studio and you see her father singing. Then they cut to her father singing No One Stands Alone, and then they sing together. Through the technology, they sing together. So that was her tribute to her father, Elvis Presley, after he was said to have passed away. So when Lisa's tragic death occurred in January of 2023, um, they had a public memorial, 10 o'clock Sunday morning, exactly when Pastor Bob would be preaching. So Pastor Bob didn't go to that. Some would say, well, why would he go to that? He wouldn't be invited. Oh, you could, that was easier to get into. The private funeral was a whole other story. But people thought he was there. Some tall, lanky guy with white hair and a beard. Oh, there he is. No, he's preaching in Benton, for goodness sakes. They made a big thing of it that he was going to be there that Sunday. But he sang No One Stands Alone that Sunday during the praise service. No One Stands Alone is not a praise song, not that he couldn't sing one that isn't. But of all the millions of songs he could have picked, with all his heart, he sang No One Stands Alone. And then in that same service, with a mic a little bit away from him, people feel that he muttered, I love you, Yisa, which was the nickname he had for Lisa Marie. Yisa. When he said Lisa Marie, he was pissed off. So there you go. Um, so I don't know about him writing lyrics. I don't know about that. Elvis is a twin, but I believe Jesse died at birth, as they say. Lisa Marie gave twin birth to Lisa Marie gave twin birth, beautiful girls. Well, I don't know. There's Riley Keough and there's the late Ben Keough, who took his own life. So there's that. They talk about it in the book. Um, Patrick says, yes, he did. He did write lyrics. Did he write something on Safely Home? That I'm very unsure about now. I'm trying to remember what was said about it. I got to get to bed. Jody, me too. Me too. Jack is really George Jones. You haven't said that in a while. Well, at least you didn't say Jack is really Louis Anderson or once somebody said John Candy. Well, John Candy was pretty good looking. He was just like 400 pounds when he died, Not that bad of a cheater. God bless you, Shell. 4 o'clock in the morning and beyond. Please, please join us Thursday night. Check out our noon premiere. That's noon East Coast time, US of A. In a NASCAR race with Amanda Seyfried, the A-list actress who's done so many things like Mean Girls and um, great movies like Gone with Liam Neeson and Chloe. Watch Chloe. Oh dear, it's a little sexy, I have to warn you. A little sexy. So good night, everybody. Thank you for joining me here in the middle of the night. Thank you for those who hit the thanks button. You can still hit the thanks button if you want. If you're watching the replay and you don't see the thanks button, go to a recent video that's of a similar date, and you'll find the thanks button there. It all goes into the same pot. If you want to hit, let me just check my email real quick. If you want to hit the Cash App, if you want to hit the Cash App, it's lowercase letters. Oh, Patrick, good thing I checked. Media Guy 56. Media Guy 56. MEDIAGUY56. Thank you, Patrick Vilas, one of my core audience. Uh, hit the Cash App for $10. Thank you very, very much, Patrick. I appreciate that so very much. So very much. All right. Nice way to end. And thanks again, everybody. Be safe. Please watch our new video that I did earlier today. Homage to Rush, show number 6. It's a good one. And I can't even remember the subtitle to the video, but trust me, you find it. It's just been released, and it's well worth your time. It's 39 minutes, and share that if you dare. Share that if you dare. I'm committed to doing that show. I use the Rush Limbaugh theme, and I'm actually satisfied with all 6 shows, and that doesn't happen ever. Good night. God bless you. See you soon.